Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Legends. I'm Nye, and we are off to the Lands of Ice, actually. There's very little for us to do, actually, in base right now. We could always leave and return a bunch of times, get things upgraded, but it's kind of pointless right now. We don't have access to all of the upgrades, which we will need to have basically every single one of the crew members available to us in order to do that. So we're going to skip that for now. We'll upgrade the base later. Otherwise, Brabham is still working on his stuff for the Book of Polarity, so we can't do anything with that. Instead, we're just going to go onto our ship, up the gangplank, return to our ship, and be on our way. Now, I got a couple choices here. I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to do this, because there's a couple things I could be doing. We're going to go northwards here. Let me just make sure I have the white map equip. Oh, hello there. That is one of the things we can be doing. Yes, we're going to go do that. So we are currently Vice the Fallen Pirate, which is kind of a different thing from where we were earlier, right? Because for a while there, we were Vice the Badass. We were Vice the Everybody Loves Us. And then all of a sudden, we are now Vice the Fallen Pirate. What's going on is that, let's see, where is it? There it is. That's what I want. What's going on is that, well, let me show you. Let's go south. I was going to go north to the Lands of Ice, which is either to the north or the south, depending on how far you want to go. Because remember, the world is round. We recently discovered that. But what's going on right now is that someone is doing something they shouldn't be. We're going to go look into it right now. So let's go right over here to Nasser. Nasrad. The Nasser that is rad. Nope, not the button I wanted. I want that button. Into Nasser, please. Come on. Dock. Let's dock. Oh, come on! Well, that was a waste of time. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, now we're actually going into Nasrad. And there's a couple of things we're eventually going to want to do here. Stock up on items, things like that. But the first thing we want to do is we want to go to the Sailors Guild. For a couple reasons. Number one, the Sailors Guild actually has a lot of things it likes to do with you whenever you get a chance. And one of the things is that when you get a legendary piece of item of some sort, including, say, Decat's Coin, which I've had, I believe, sitting in my inventory for quite some time, the Sailors Guild will like to buy it off of you because it's something very important. Let's go talk to them, see what they have to say to us. Okay, hello. Now let's see, so, apparently we look like an awful lot like one of the pirates on the wanted list. Okay, so he has, as soon as we talk to him, he offers to pay us 20,000 gold for Decat's Coin. It has been a long time since we got that coin from, Decat's Island. I'm not going to do anything with it, but you could sell for 20,000 gold if you're ever wanting for gold. Let's go ahead and sell a bunch of these discoveries that I've also had sitting in my inventory for quite some time. Not quite 20,000 gold, but it'll do. If we go look at the wanted list, we can scroll down, so we've got taken care of Baltor, taken care of Rupee, Gordo, Loose Cannon Lapin, and the Excess Demons. But notice that we're Vice the Fallen Pirate, worth 20,000 gold. Apparently, we were once thought to be a hero, but the Blue Rogue Vice has been reported to be robbing the people of Nasrad along with his 2 female accomplices. Perhaps we're nothing but a lowly scumbag of a black pirate after all. Well, that's not right, because we've been in Yafutoma for a while. We haven't been doing anything in Nasrad, much less robbing people. So what the hell is going on? That's a very good question. Let's go find out. So we're going to exit here. Going to leave this guy alone. And, hey, look, we received another black spot. Message from the Angel of Death. So we have another Pyastol fight that's going to be coming up in the very near future. Because we have turned in enough moonfish for that to be a possibility. But we have to go take care of this whole Vice the Fallen Pirate thing, because people are just going to be upset with us for a while if we don't. So let's go running in this direction. Yeah, let's see, do I have everybody equipped the way I want them to be? Let's see, Captain's Hat, Berserker Mail, Yin Blang, your transfer, Ancient Bracer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, do you have your super moves? Yes, yes, wonderful. Is everybody healed up? Yes. And have I used all of the shams that I currently have available to me? No. We have just upgraded to the Cupel Claymore. Let's use the Pronta Seed, upgrade Vice's power by 3. Sylph Seed to upgrade his Quick so he can dodge better. And Maga Seed to upgrade Fina's magic power. And I think that'll about do it. Okay, we're ready to go. Not that it's going to be that necessary to have all of those upgrades done right now, but we need to go talk to, where is he? Is he not here right now? It's kind of odd. There's supposed to be a NPC around here who looks an awful lot like us. I don't know where he is. Huh. Well, we'll leave him alone for a while then. It's kind of bizarre. What's supposed to happen is that up there is supposed to be a NPC known as Vyze, V-Y-Z-E, very closely named to us, right? We're supposed to be able to go and see him, and then he's supposed to be a bounty for us. We fight him and his 2 female companions. But for some reason, he's decided not to spawn. And Vyze is very weird about that. He's got very specific spawn requirements, and I'm not sure what all of them are, to be honest. I typically just show up every so often, and then he will just be here at that time. Annoying. Okay, so what we're going to do instead, I think... So we're going to go ahead and equip the white map, because I really don't feel like fighting these guys. Where's my white map? There's my white map. And we're going to go north, we're going to go and do what we have to do over at the Land of Ice. So the Land of Ice has a lot of things to it, and one of the most important things that we have to do over the Land of Ice is to, well, go to our next dungeon. But there's a lot of discoveries to be done in the Land of Ice, and I'm not sure if I want to get them all, because the Land of Ice can be a bit of a pain in the ass for a lot of reasons. But the other thing about them is that there's a lot of discoveries that I cannot access yet, and I will not be able to access them until I have returned from the dungeon of the Land of Ice. So I'm not sure I want to spend too much time actually doing it. So if we go ahead and pass through this set of air rifts here... Where am I? Not quite there. I want to head in this direction, I think. Air's getting purple. And we should soon see the Lands of Ice ahead of us. Hello there. Do I want to do that? Sure, why not? Let's go do this. Since we've wasted enough time already, and Lands of Ice is going to take a while anyways. This is a fight. It is an airship battle, and it's actually one of 4 required airship battles that you must do in order to get Vyse the Sky King. This one doesn't take particularly long, but it is a little bit obnoxious. We've got this gigantic sky squid here, and this thing doesn't like us. It's bigger than the entire ship. We've heard stories about giant squid, but we've never actually played any of them. It's time to fight. This thing's gigantic. It is frightening how big this thing is. Like, it is bigger than the ship, you know? This thing's huge. So what we gotta do is we gotta fight it. And luckily, this fight is a fairly easy fight. I can't remember when it first becomes available. I think you can actually, as soon as you're able to take the Delphinus through Skyrift, you should be able to fight this thing immediately. And it's... Excuse me. Ah! It's not a particularly hard fight. The problem is it just has a lot of attacks. It does like doing a lot of damage to you. And you just gotta keep your health up as usual. It does do this ability, Squid Ink, a lot. I think it's one of the 2, maybe 3 attacks it has. Not a tremendous amount of damage, but, you know, it gets a lot of attacks, as do you. It also has a fair amount of HP. What this battle is, more than anything, is just long and obnoxious. I can't remember how often you get a actual Moonstone Cannon shot on this thing, but it does have a fair amount of health, and it takes a while. So I'm just doing my normal thing, which is I'm going to spend the entire first turn saving up, then we're going to let Marco double our SP, should bring us up to the 40 range, and then next turn we'll get into like 12. That'll set us up for SP for basically the remainder of the fight. We've got some really powerful ink to actually deal damage to the ship, and not just, you know, splat on our windshield. Okay, so let's actually shoot this thing. We got some fairly big guns now, you know? Actually, you know what? You can do the 5-inch cannon. Yamato Spirit. Yamato Spirit. And, torpedo. And you'll have some idea of how much health this thing has. So we just did 5,000 damage. It took off, what, maybe 20th of its health? It's not a tremendous amount. Not a huge deal. And that was only the 5-inch cannon. The Yamato Spirits are about to come out, and those are the ones that have the really big damage. But, wow, we missed. It was right in front of us. It was 3 feet in front of us. We missed. It's terrible. I wonder if that's a side effect of the Squid ink. Don't think so, but yeah, Squid is one of 4 bosses that we have to fight in order to get the actual title of Vice the Sky King. I forget which particular title that Squid is tied to, but every time we do enough damage, we will cause it to lose tentacles, and I think that eventually Vice and Dako will actually make a comment on how big those tentacles are and how much they can feed the crew. But yeah, not a particularly hard fight. It just takes a while. And, as I said, there's going to be 3 more for us to go through later on. I think we eventually get a Moonstone Cannon shot on this thing, and I think that alone will take it out. Okay. Squid ink. More of it. Maybe it's just that one tentacle right in the middle there that's just sitting there stock still. You know, it's not moving at all. It already lost 1 leg, still attacking us, and that one tentacle alone could probably feed us for a month. What a waste. Well, you can go dive and get it. Okay, there's our Moonstone Cannon. So we want to, probably get down to, let's see, let's have Vice go ahead and Incremus here. You do that, and you can do that there. And hopefully, we'll be able to kill it just in the next round. Shouldn't be too huge of a thing. Just, it takes a while, you know? That's the obnoxious thing about this fight. And actually, on most of the random ship battles that we have to do, it takes a while. You're sitting here doing nothing, just watching it go by. There's not even a lot of strategy to this. It's just fire your gun whenever you can. Not too bad damage. Hey, look, there goes another tentacle. Just kind of drifts off. Yeah. But yeah, it's not too bad. So the downside about the whole getting 100% thing is that I can't remember if it's, you have to do, if I remember correctly, it's either 10 or 12 random battles outside of storyline. And I can't remember if the 4 sky monsters count as 4 of those random battles. But what I'm going to have to do, and I'm going to do it off-screen, because it's kind of pointless doing it on-screen, because you guys have seen all this already. But there's a couple of ships around the map that you can go and you can engage. There's one to the tip of your end. There's one near the entry to Valua. There's one in the the northern sea, that's just north of Ixataka. There's a bunch of them. And you can just go, and when you get close to those guys, you'll have this little, all waiting for orders, we should swing around behind it. I think that's what we're supposed to do. Can't really remember. Way to go! Yes, they're able to shoot squids behind them. Oh, whoops. Okay, I did the wrong thing. Oh well. Shoot it! Whoops. Maybe I don't know if it's not as fine as I thought I did. Oh, there we go. 10,000 damage from our cannons. But, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so as you get closer to those ships, you'll see a couple of, like, Solid Snake-like exclamation points above your head, and, above your ship. And you'll hear kind of a beep, 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 beep sound that comes out of the game. The closer you get, the faster the beeps go. And if you get too close, you get the random encounter, like we just did. So you gotta do, like, 8 to 10. I did not miss. Those shots went right through it. What the hell are you talking about? Ref, I want you to review that call. But, I'll use one of my timeouts for that. But, yeah, that's all you have to do. You just gotta go do 8 to 10 of those. They're very, very boring. They do have a very, like, slight amount of threat available to them. But this isn't gonna be something that you're going to be particularly worried about at any point in time. Like, they're not fights you worry about. They're just fights, you know? So, yeah. Squid ink. More damage. But yeah, I gotta do like 8 to 10 of those. So I'm going to off-screen those so you guys don't have to bother with them, because they take forever. I mean, they really do. It's like 10 minutes for each fight, mostly because you're just waiting for all the animations to go through. Kind of like this fight, actually. Because this is not a hard fight. We're just waiting for all these animations to go through. More Squid ink. He hasn't even done half of our health. I mean, he's not really doing much to us. Quick, keep shooting him. He might get us down to half health at some point. But for every time we hit him, that's 10,000 health gone. He only has like 60, 70,000 health altogether. Pretty easy fight. Come on, let's go. He's only got one tentacle left. The question is, how is this thing flying? Like, one, how is it floating? And two, how is it propelling itself along? There's another 10,000. So we just need to land one more hit on this thing, and it's just gone. That's really all it is to it. He just like, that's what that tentacle is. It's an ink pen. It's a fountain pen. It's a squib. That's what it reminds me of. I wonder if that's done intentionally. Because I swear to God, that's what it looks like. Look at that thing from the side. Yep. Just one more shot. That's all we need. It's not assessing damage. It's not that smart. We're just focusing up. If anybody's assessing damage, we're assessing damage. We're going, God damn it. How are we going to get all this ink off our ship? Oh no, here comes another wave. We've been dyed black again. But I mean, that's going to be about it, you know? That's it. Nothing big. Okay. And now we're just going to end it. Whoever lands their hit first wins. And that's it. It's gone. Bye-bye. And it just goes down in flames, too. It's burning as it falls into the lower sky. That's it. That was the fight. Gotta level up. An alloy deck and crystal ball. That's kind of the other reason why you fight these guys, is they actually do drop some items. Let's see. Though I can't remember if the alloy deck is something we already have. We have the heavy armor deck. So the alloy deck is actually an upgrade. There we go. Okay, we do have a couple things we want to do here. I can't remember which rock it's on. But, there is a discovery to be made in this general direction. Where is it? Well, it's around here somewhere. Is it on this rock? No. Must be on this rock somewhere. Come on, where is it? I know we're in the right place. Yeah. We just gotta find out where it is. There it is. The giant squid nest. We thought it was just a big rock, but we threw the anchor, this huge eyeball opened up, and these red legs came out of nowhere. We just ran for it and barely made it out with our ship in one piece. Where is that? There it is. So that's supposed to be the hint that you have a giant monster afoot. We've seen those hints before. There's been tons of them. Okie dokie. So that's done. And we need to head basically due west, because we're on the very bottom of the map, and the Lands of Ice, which is our next place to go, is also on the very bottom of the map. The question is if I'm actually going to be allowed to go there or not. We're just going to swing through here. The problem is that the Dark Rift has a very specific series of like walls that it creates. It goes in very specific directions, and I can't remember. Yeah, we might not be able to get around this. We're going to see. We're on the very southern side of the Lands of Ice, so we're going to see if I'm actually able to get there or if I have to go all the way around. I might have to go all the way around. Yep, that's what the game's going to make us do. Cool game. That's fine. That long flight, we are now in the South Ocean. You may remember this place is the place that took us we had to go across to get to Ixtaka, and there's that really fast moving wall right there. Well, oh darn, I got caught on that rock. What we can do is we can get past this very fast moving wall of air now that we have the upgrades. We could have gotten here actually a lot earlier, but there was kind of no point. And this is the Lands of Ice, and we will actually get the discovery in just a few seconds, just by going forwards. We have found the Lands of Ice. Easy stuff. The frozen continent, sleeping quietly under the light of the purple moon, ancient legends and myths speak of it as a land of the dead, but its true nature remains unknown until discovered by Vice the Blue Rogue. Now we're going to go do something else that's really stupid. What we're going to do is we're going to go engage this thing. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to heal up before we go do that. Mostly because this thing, you're going to fight it eventually. It just happens. Closest thing. And it is another air battle. And it follows much the same pattern as the previous one does. Such a gigantic flying bug thing. It's an insect or, flying, whatever it is. The point is you fight it. That is the end result of what this thing is. You fight it. So what you want to do is you want to get as much fight in as you possibly can. Get as much damage going, because this thing hurts a lot when it uses its signature move, Spiral, or the other one, Shaggy. It does a fair amount of damage. 5,000 damage off of one shot, and it's going to do that twice a turn. Now, there is a chance for us to... There is a choice we have to make like every other turn or so, which will ask if we want to go around to the front or swing around to the back. The problem is there's no way to tell which way is the front, which way is the back, so it's kind of just a pot luck. Are you going to hit it or are you not? This thing has the slight ability that it's flat, which is something we're going to see happen every so often on certain bosses from now on. Because they're so thin, they're very hard to hit. Which is just... It's stupid. It really is. It puts a lot more luck in this. We already have the luck of hit or miss. We already have that. And then you add in this thing is flat, and then you have a little bit more of a problem. Just obnoxious. So it does a fair amount of damage. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. Like, it's a flying dreamcatcher bug, as far as I can tell. And I guess it's shooting, like, energy webs at me. I couldn't tell you exactly what's going on here. But yeah, so just kind of floating along. So I used Incremis late in that turn. I probably should have used it early, and I really should have used it early because it only lasts for 2 turns. But it's too thin, we can't hit it from the side, so should we swing around to the front or get behind it? Sure, let's get behind it. It doesn't actually matter, because what happens is, as soon as you do it, the game decides either if you actually did or didn't. So we said we got behind it, that should give us an advantage, and Acre will ask, are you sure that thing has a front and a back? They both look the same, and Vice just goes, listen to me, I know what I'm doing. Send the back to the back, just fire at it, and that's it. This time we got lucky, we actually did get to where we thought we were going to go, and we're going to shoot in the back. So we got lucky. I was going to get to fire off the Moonstone Cannon kind of either way, either the early or late. But,
Moonstone Cannon,
either one of the way or the other I was going to take a lot of damage. We'll Moonstone Cannon it, just shoot the gigantic beam of hate and suffering through its face, or what passes for a face. And it'll take about 40,000 damage. The fight's almost already over. Now all I do is have to hit it a couple times with my cannons and we're done. Pretty easy fight. A lot easier than the Squid was, actually. I'm not quite sure why that might be the case. Yeah, we'll just shoot it. And we're hitting it directly from behind, so there shouldn't be a problem here. It's just when the animation has you circling around the thing, which it will in the next turn, that's when we start having the problems. It's going to do the spiral again, but it's going to do a lot less damage because we're not... Yep, see, only 910 damage. I wasn't hiding for that one. I wasn't, like, defending or anything. That's just how that particular thing happened. And we've got a couple focus turns coming in, get some focus for next turn, and then we should be able to just blast and be done with it. But this is the second of the 4 sky monsters. Not sure why this one has anything to do with, ice. Like, a couple of the monsters we fight, I'm still trying to remember what the 4th one is. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can remember... Oh, I know what the 4th one is. It's starting to run away. See, I told you this was the back. Let's go after it. Well, whatever. Sure. Beginning pursuit. I don't know what the 4th one is. But each of the things that you fight seems to have something to do with... that there. Something to do with either sailing mythology or that's the Shaggy move. There it is. I was hoping he was going to use it. Just so you can see what it does, which is nothing. But each of the 4 things either has something to do with the mythology of sailing or the mythology of this particular world, Arcadia, except for this thing. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just a gigantic bug. Doesn't even have to do anything with the lands of ice. It's just a gigantic freaking bug. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't know what the developers were thinking about this one. But we killed it. That's some more experience for us. We get a couple level ups. And that's about it. Okay, so that's 2 of those 4 engagements that I have to do. So now we're in the lands of ice, and there's a couple things we want to do here. Where am I on the lands particularly? Okay, so we want to go a little bit to the north, because now it's time to go hunt down some discoveries. There are a lot of discoveries in the lands of ice. And actually, this is something I probably should have done in Yafutoma and decided against it. Let me see if I can actually hit this one up. Can I actually get this one? Nope. Okay. That one's too far down. We'll get that eventually. Okay, so the Lands of Ice is another one of those places where, just by the very nature of the place, it has a lot more of those creepy discoveries that I like to go on about. It also has some of the some amusing discoveries, actually. Where's the one I'm looking for? It also introduces us to one of the very obnoxious parts of discoveries, apart from all the fights. This is where the game introduces us to the concept of moving discoveries. Now, I've already seen some with the Tricyclone, but the Tricyclone isn't really one of the discoveries in question, because it has a very definitive place it's allowed to move, and it also is very visible from a distance, which is nice and cool about that. The problem is, a lot of the moving discoveries in the game, because of the draw distance of the game, notice that things in the distance will slowly come out of what appears to be mist, and I have trouble seeing things that are far away. Because of this, with a lot of the moving discoveries, it can be very difficult to actually hunt them down, simply because they're hard to see. And they also have very obnoxious movement patterns. The one I'm trying to hunt down right now, for example, I should be able to... Yeah, I'm online with it. I'm where it's supposed to be. We just gotta get lucky, basically, and see it coming. Okay, let's see if we're gonna get lucky or if I need to go look for something else. We haven't seen it yet, so it should be in front of me, somewhere. But, nope, I'm not gonna get lucky. And that is the problem with moving discoveries. You have to get lucky when it comes to these things. There it is! Aha! This is what I'm looking for. You may be saying to yourself, no, it can't possibly be. Yes, it is. It is a paper airplane. Nobody knows how this piece of paper survived the trials of the ages. Perhaps it is a mystery that will never be solved. Some say that inscribed upon the paper is a map to a fabled land, but nobody knows the truth, and we never will either. Okay, we want to find a few more things before we finish up the episode for today. First things first, let's go ahead in a this-wardly direction. What we're going to look for is over in a this-wardly direction. We're looking for a certain one of these glaciers. It's going to be a glacier I can kind of glide next to and inwards. With the amount of enemies we're fighting, you'd think I didn't have the white map equipped. Okay. It's got to be around here somewhere. It's in one of these glaciers. We just have to find out which one. There it is. It's the frozen giant. A giant furry animal perfectly preserved in ice for more than 20,000 years. It is unknown how the creature came to be frozen here. Perhaps it fell into a crack in a glacier while chasing its prey, or was instantly frozen in some catastrophe. It is frozen in the side of this glacier, though, which is kind of odd. Okay. We're almost done. Just a couple more things I want to do. Let's see, where do I want to be? I want to be on the other side of this map. Let's see, let's go up. And if you go up high enough, click the button, you get this one, the Aurora. A spectacle of light that has graced the skies above the lands of ice since ancient times. Auroras are thought to be caused by the gravity of the moons, and once every few thousand years, a convergence of the moons creates auroras worldwide. You can see it from about here. You just have to be high enough in the lands of ice, somewhere near the center. It's kind of automatic. Wonderful. Okay, so we're looking for just a couple more things here. I am too far south, actually. I want to be up in this really direction. Okay. So we want to be near the ground floor now. We're almost skating across the ice now, which is really cool. And we're actually too far east, so let's head over in the west direction. Game kind of lifts us off as we go up one of those mountains, but that's cool. I do have the white map equipped, right? Yeah, we're just getting very unlucky when it comes to the amount of things we have to fight. Okay, where is it? Are we there? Am I close? Okay. This one can be a bit of a bear to find. Should be around here somewhere. Come on. Where are you? Should be around here. Come on. Show thyselves. This one's obnoxious. Should be right around here. Well, I know where one of them is, so let's go to this one. Okay, so we got the ice lens. Remember when I said this game was dark? A giant lens made purely of ice. It is supposedly impervious to heat. Legend has it that people of the ancient world used the lens to burn ships out of the sky, or to see faraway lands. But then why was the focal point last centered on Glacia itself? That thing works off the, Yeah, the ice lens works off of an old myth that the Mythbusters covered, the ancient death ray, which is very interesting. But yeah, it's very dark to say that this thing was used to burn ships out of the sky, but it was last focused on the city itself of Glacia, which was the major central culture point of Lands of Ice. Well, we're going to cut it off here, guys. When I return, we'll hunt down probably one or two more of these remaining discoveries, and then we're going to head to the next dungeon. So I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ta.